Combat Loop Chris. We're here with the man, Mr. Royal. How you doing today? How we living? We're gonna do an interview. We got some news to break for some people. We're gonna do some fun stuff with you. We're gonna get the haircut. I got the Hall of Fame. I gotta be looking nice. But what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. You see it, man. We here at the job right now, doing something a little different today, doing a little podcast during the haircut. Let's go, man.
Yeah, got to. Yeah, so we got some big news that kind of broke. Do you want to get into that first, or we want to get into how you got started in the fight? And I'll let you choose that too.
And we go whichever route you want to take.
Let's get into how
all routes lead to the golden road.
The golden road is coming, dude. So let's start with it. How did you get into fighting, man? I know everybody gets into their origin stories, and everybody has their own stuff. I kind of can tell you mine was like I was getting into fights early as a kid, probably like everybody else in this world. But how did you get into fighting?
Man, one day my mom kind of guided me towards karate. I was about 16 years old, and she got me into Shanron-ryu karate up in Connecticut. And that's how I started my journey. I started with the karate. It was probably about 3 months into it, and I felt like something was off with it, man. And you know, they were running katas and real slow forms, and I was point sparring with the black belts, and I was beating the black belts in like my 3rd month there, and I'm like, man, how long did it take y'all to get your black belt? And they're like 10 years. I'm like, bro, I'm beating y'all within, and I'm a purple or a blue belt. So I automatically thought right off rip, you know, this doesn't, I don't know, man, this isn't adding up. And one of my guys I was training with at the dojo had introduced me to Bruce Lee, and it was the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. And I think within the first couple paragraphs, Bruce says, you should not be conformed by style or forms.
Yeah.
And right then it hit me. I was like, wow, I was already thinking that. So I automatically fell in love with his philosophies, the way that he talked about things, and ultimately that's what really changed my life and opened my eyes, using no way as a way and having no limitations as limitations, and I kind of stood by that my whole career. So after the karate, I needed to find something a little bit faster, so I ended up linking up with a guy named Onassis Horangao, he goes by. And he
Shout out Onassis.
Yeah, he fought in UFC 7 as an alternate, but he also went to Shaolin and brought back Hungar Gung Fu and started teaching that out of his house. So I did that for a couple months just to do it, and then I got introduced to a place called Strike Zone in Connecticut, which was like the probably pinnacle for striking sports, whether it was boxing or looking for stuff over here. Whether it was boxing or MMA was just starting to come around. So and that was also home of Brendan Ward.
Brendan Ward's a bad dude too.
Yeah, he trained there. His dad was my first boxing trainer. So him and like old man Rolly Pierre was in there. So I learned from those guys, and from there just kept grinding, man, just kept building up. And then when I turned 18, I moved down here to continue to box. And I got down at Winky Wright's gym down in the south side of St. Petersburg, so I boxed there for a while. Ended up capturing a little amateur 132-pound title.
Oh, yeah?
And then from there, I took a little break, and that was the worst thing I could have did. I took a break from like 23 to 26, and then hit the ground running again. And unfortunately, man, I wasn't winning, man. I was getting robbed after robbed after robbed, but I was fighting all the state champs, you know, from that point on. And one day I was training at Calta's gym in Tampa. I don't know if you're familiar with Calta's.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they're still Calta's or they changed, but over there on Waters, I don't know if they're still there. I know Treon owned the gym, and I was in there training with Sherman Henson, another good boxing coach out of Tampa at the time. And he come to the gym one day and was like, hey man, we're gonna bring this bare knuckle kid in here for you to spar with. And I mean, yeah, we're like, what bare knuckle kid? Like what? Like what is this shit about? And he comes through, and it was actually Abby Velasquez.
Yeah.
So I started sparring with him and started following his journey. And one day they were like, yeah, we're gonna bring the tryouts here. And Kevin Smith was there. Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, for sure. Smith Brothers.
You know, if it wasn't for Kevin, I never would have been involved in this. And he comes up to me and he's like, hey, man, you should try out. And I'm like, for what? He's like, the bare knuckle. And I was like, hell no, I ain't trying out for that shit. I'm like, I don't even know nothing about it. So once again, he's like, just do it, man. It's good for publicity. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I tried out, and it was the tryouts with Lorenzo and Gene, rest his soul. And bro, fucking Dave Feldman was like, come here, what's your why? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you because I don't lie to myself. There is no why, and I don't even know why I'm here at this time. But I said, you know, hey, and he was kind of disappointed, and I didn't take the contract at the time. And he made me kind of sleep on it, man. And from there, you know, everything's connected, man. And I ended up meeting Julian Lane down at
Batman.
I met him down at Winky's gym. I went back to Winky's after Tampa. So when I went to Tampa, he was there, and I knew him from the show. Like, I recognized him from The Ultimate Fighter. And
Yeah,
I was
let me
like,
bang, bitch.
I said, let me bang, bro. He's like, let me bang, bro. And, you know, I've always said, you know, you are who you associate with. You are who you hang out with, man. So he was a guy that I've always looked up to, and me and him kind of hit it off right away. And I said, bro, I got pretty much in with bare knuckle. And he was like, nah, man, you're not. I'm like, nah, bro, seriously. Like, I tried out, and he said, hit me up anytime. And Julian at the time was kind of like, oh, well, I'm gonna manage fighters. So I was like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna be your first fighter. And he was like, all right. And we hit the ground running, man. He got me my first fight, beat the shit out of him in like 2 rounds. Then we got our next fight with, I think it was with Rick. Ended up kind of even for a little while until I closed the show, and that ended up breaking his orbital, and he couldn't continue. And then it was the Shady Grady show, you know, and I knew that fucking crazy bastard.
That was crazy.
We was gonna be in for it, man, you know, and of course it ended up being one of the most not only viewed but craziest moments of BKFC history. And it was funny because, you know, Julian was there with me as well, and he told him right before, like, hey, don't try to pull no funny shit or we're gonna come get your ass. And he sure as shit, he was one of the first ones in the fucking ring.
Oh yeah, dude.
Slid right in under the top ropes like some WWE shit, man. And
he's ready.
You know,
let me bang.
You know, and like I said, we've developed not only a friendship but a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like there's stuff with me and that man that just goes so deep, bro, that it just, you know, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like our friendship is real, man. He's a genuine dude. He knows I'm a genuine dude, and it took a while, man, because Julian trusts. He barely even trusts himself.
Yeah, he's a really good dude, and I've watched him since The Ultimate Fighter. So I'm an old school UFC guy. I've been following UFC for about 25 years, and I caught the bug. Yeah, dude, I caught the bug. I haven't been with this since the very start. I've been with it for months, probably a year now. I've been watching it. But man, you've become one of my favorite fighters. I'm a Florida go-getter, you know. If you're from Florida, I'm always going to have your back and everything like that. I think the craziest fight and what really led me on to you was that brawling fight with the headbutts. Tell me, let's bring us back to that fight there. How crazy was that and going through? You said Julian Lane's jumping over the ropes coming to get. How crazy that you knew your team had your back. Because there's some teams, man, that just don't have your back. But in that situation, everybody had your back. And it was like, hey, we're not going to let our boy go down like this.
Nah, man, I mean, like, so, you know, right from the rip, I already knew he was kind of batshit crazy, and I told him right from the rip, I said, bro, you can play your little antics or whatever it is that you're gonna do. I said, don't get in my fucking face and spit, bro. That's all I ask, with your, you know, mumbling and stumbling your words, and sure as shit, they're in the way, and he got in my face. You know, things kind of got heated there, but like, I seen through that whole fake facade of the craziness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bro, and plus, you talk too much, man. A lot of these fighters, they talk too much. So I knew where he trained, what he was doing, what he wasn't doing. And that's where I kind of gained my confidence with him. Like, I'm like, bro, this dude is like, this is going to be like a street fight. So if I stay patient, you know what I mean, let him think he's doing whatever it is he thinks he's going to do. And like I said, I mean, he had fucking retard strength. Like, the dude was definitely super strong, you know what I mean? And he just couldn't fight. So he'd go in there and he'd pin me against the ropes, and, you know, there was little things. I think in like the first round, he had me in a situation where I was down like this, and he put his arms around me and he choked me. And I mean, he choked me to the point where I was like,
Nothing
And
can't see, you know?
Yeah, right. No, this was during the fight, you know. So when he let me go, Andrew Glenn was there, and I backed up and I punched him in his mouth. And Glenn was like, Reber, don't do that. And I'm like, no, fuck that, man. He keeps trying to cheat, man.
It's a wild one, dude.
Yeah, and I didn't really care either, because I'm just like, it's already a fight, man. We ain't got gloves on, so I ain't really worried about too much more. And he kept just trying to be slick with it, man. And he knew his time was up, man. And I was going to end up pointing it on him. So he just, in my opinion, kept looking for ways out. So he did the choke. And then he slammed me up against the ropes and kind of do the little headbutt thing.
Yep.
And then Glenn warned him, hey, don't do that, man. Don't do that. And he did it again, man. And after he did it again for like the second or third time, man, he called the fight.
Yep.
And that's when I flipped him off, like I told you a little bit.
Yep.
And he went fucking crazy,
yeah.
man.
Well, tell me about the guys that you're training with. It's a pretty good gym that you've always kind of had good guys around you. I think that being in Florida down here, we have kind of an advantage. I think when we train, we have something with this heat that no one else has in the world. I see guys up in Michigan now, and they're training right now for the fights, and it's cold, and they have their sweatshirts on. You go out here, you go train with no air conditioning, and it gives you a little bit more for the cardio. What do you think?
Absolutely, man. It's you know, in the gym that we go to as of right now, thank goodness it's, you know, getting cooler out, because you know what brought me to Monette Flowers gym was watching Dave, and then watching Julian. Like, Julian stayed with me, well, stayed near me the whole title fight, but he was so locked in for his title fight. And you know, I knew what he was doing behind closed doors, and I knew where he was training, and the only reason why I wasn't there yet is because I couldn't handle that work output. I mean, it's the work that they're doing in there is unreal, and the level that he's doing it at is unreal, and who he's been around is unreal. And I'm talking about Monette, you know, the trainer.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, I think their overall record right now is 22-2, and he's got former world champion boxers, current world champion boxers, been in Mayweather's camp, been there around. So he's got the knowledge, you know what I mean, on top of the work ethic that we're putting out there. You know, when I watched Julian come home one night to my house when he was just recently down here, and it was about 8 o'clock at night, he comes through the house, and he's whiter than the walls in here. And I'm like, bro, what's up, man? You all right? And he's like, oh, I just threw up outside your house again. I'm like, damn, bro, that's a 45-minute drive to get back from the gym. I'm like, bro, yeah, I'm worried about him. I'm like, damn, bro. And I knew at that moment, that's where I need to be. I say, because I know how hard he works. I was like, if he's coming here like that, and I mean, even the same thing with Dave, like, I'd go meet up with Dave on a Wednesday at the UFC gym and do, you know, some extra stuff. Yeah. And he'd be dead. You know, when I see him at
Dave's an animal. And Dave's an animal.
He's an animal when it comes to working out. I mean, even the other day we walked into the gym. It was like 2 or 3 days ago, and he's in the gym on the battle treadmill. Which, if you don't know about the battle treadmill, like, you gotta make that. It's like kind of got like a little arch to it, and you gotta go and make it work. And I walk in there, and he's on this fucker dying, and I'm looking at him like, oh man, like, what are we getting ourselves into today? Yeah. And I don't really ask too many questions, but hey, what are we doing? You know what I mean? And then I get to work, and you know, Coach Monette came up to me and he says, you gotta run the mile, but you gotta do it within 6 minutes. And I'm like, bro, I ain't never ran a mile in 6 minutes. I'm like, I ain't never ran a mile. I said, I think the fastest time I've got was probably 7:50 or so. And he says, and if you don't run the mile in 6 minutes, you're going to have to do it again until you can run it in 6 minutes. And I'm like, bro, if I can't do it the first time, the fuck I'm going to do it the second time? So what did I do? I got on the treadmill and I ran that bitch in 5 minutes, 45 seconds.
That's awesome.
I was like, I'm not running that fucking mile again. And I watched Dave run the mile, and about the same time, falls out on the fucking ground. I'm like, fuck, bro. So I get on the treadmill, I run the fucking mile, get done with the mile, and then it's on to the next shit. And the next shit is, you know, it's all pressure. It's all hard work. It's all, and, you know, just doing that, and then getting the jump on it. So I'm not the type of guy either that's like, oh, I need 6 weeks. No, man, I need like 12. You know what I mean? So if I even think that there's a possibility of me fighting, I'm back in the damn gym. Like, I really haven't stopped since the Guyman fight. I think I took, that was May, and then I probably took, I don't know, maybe right after the fight, a week, then I was right back in the gym.
You look like you're close enough to cut weight pretty much for the fight right now.
Yeah,
like
I mean, I'm
if
walking
you were
around,
gonna have a fight, you know.
Yeah, and I wake up around. I woke up yesterday. I was 149. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, and then I'll get back home, and depending on what I eat and how I rehydrate, I'll get back up to like 52. But I make sure I stay so disciplined that in my opinion, the perfect weight for me to walk around is about 150 to 155, because too much higher than that, you're fucking dying to get to the weight. But too much lower than that, you're kind of getting bullied by these motherfuckers in there. You know what I mean?
You gotta be a heavy guy. If you look at like UFC, I use that as my pinnacle of stuff that I use. But Dustin Poirier walks around at 220 pounds.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
And he
man.
cuts
It's
down
sick.
to 155. So yeah, you gotta kind of be a bully with your weight and kind of use it to your advantage. We'll shout out Winky Wright, dude. To be honest with you, I know Winky Wright was my restaurant on St. Pete on 4th Street. I worked at Applebee's. He used to come in with his family. Winky is one of my favorite boxers of all time. He didn't get enough credit how great of a boxer he was. Man, and we have some just absolute studs down here. I really want Dave Mundell, just to talk about Dave real quick. I want to see Dave fight Mike Perry. That's the one I've been pushing for the worst, probably.
Everybody, man. Everybody's been pushing for that.
I think that's the fight for him. I want him to get the red painting night, man. That's what I call it. When you get the
and he deserves it, man. I mean, let's just, when you defend your world title that many times, and like you know, everybody knows this isn't fucking boxing. This isn't MMA. This is different. You have to
100%.
be fucking built different to do this. So I mean, even with these guys that talk shit to me, like, bro, I didn't have 10 professional fights before I did this. I had to hit the ground running when I joined this sport, and that's where a lot of people, these seasoned pros, are gonna be like, oh, well, he's easy pickings. Well, not really, because I have the bare knuckle issue.
Yeah, dude, your pro record's pretty nice, bro. Let's tell everybody what your pro record is.
It's 7-1.
That is a pro
And
record.
bare knuckle, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm 0-1 in professional boxing because I took a fight on a 4-day notice to fight an Olympian that was one of Roy Jones' guys on the game break card like an idiot.
But you're taking chances, dude. That
Yeah,
some
but
people
I mean,
won't
because
ever
I
do.
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about boxing. Like, I didn't care about making my box record. Like, I don't care about none of that.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. The fans out here, I'll be honest. We've all been waiting to hear something. We want to see you fight. We've kind of been teased a little bit about you coming out here and fighting. Is there anything you want to tell the fans about you coming out here and fighting? Because there's a guy that's been chirping your name, a little chirpy. This guy named Justin. Is there anything you want to tell the fans? Anything coming up soon?
And all I gotta say is be ready. December 5th, strap season, baby. Me and Justin for the 135-pound title. It hasn't been announced yet, so you know what I'm saying? We're saying it here. He's got the first podcast with me being able to say it live. But this is it, man. The 135-pound title. Me and Justin, December 5th. And guess what? That strap's already mine. It's
Bring it
already
home,
my
baby.
fucking mine. You
Bring
know,
it
Justin,
home.
Justin, I take nothing away from him, nothing but the utmost love and respect for him, his family, everything he's got going on. And I hate to use the word, this is just business, because I look at it a little more than just business, but you're on my way and you know that, just like I'm in your way. So let's get these fucking fans what they want, what they've been waiting for. And it's going to be a great fight, man. And it's only going to be up to you on how much you're going to deliver it, because I know I'm ready to go. So, you know, Justin, you know, I hope you know, took your time, your little time off, like you said. I feel like that's going to hurt you tremendously, whatever. But I appreciate you, my friend, for signing that fucking contract, man, because I'm going to bring that fucking heat, man, and you're looking forward to it, man.
Hey, I am super excited about this fight. This is something we've been waiting for some time. We're going to say 2 years, dude. It's probably been a 2-year in the making fight. You guys have nothing but respect. I have nothing but respect for Justin. He's a good guy too, man. And
No, he's a great kid, man, for real. And you know, some people might ask, like, well, doesn't that make it harder? No, bro, because I love this guy right here and this guy right here. But if we were to spar together, I'm gonna beat the shit out of these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they feel the same way about me, and it's the same way we go to the gym. Like, you know, I leave the feelings out of the way, man. Like, oh man, I don't want to hurt you, or I don't want to, like, because I genuinely don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's not the friendship shit. We could be good friends after. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to turn it into something it doesn't need to be, go right ahead. I give people the open invitation to be who they want to be and act how they want to act. But you know, don't fake shit, man, because I'm a real one, and I can see right through your fucking facade of bullshit if that's the route you want to take, man. I mean, and nothing needs to be, you know, said or done. I mean, you know, a lot of people in the division are like, oh, they're easy pickings because they don't have, you know, that experience. But I mean, just like we were talking with Nate, I'm sure Nate, you know, he's gonna want to crack at that after. Does he deserve a crack? Not right away, in my opinion. I get his MMA pedigree speaks for itself, but that's MMA, my friend. You get down to 135, you make the weight, you fight you a fucking dog like one of the top guys in the division, and then you get your shot. If they were gonna give him a shot right away, I mean, whatever. Because in my opinion, to fight a guy like Nate, that to me solidifies it. It puts the icing on the cake for me to not only fight a guy of that stature, but to beat a guy of that stature, you know, and that's what I would look to do, man. I mean, you know, it's about not only being the best, but beating the best. And when I'm on top of this, I want all the smoke from all the guys, because after this belt, I do truly believe this is my last shot, my last hurrah at it, especially because I've had this shot before, and luckily things went the way that they went, and they were trying to move us into a tournament situation, that I shut that whole shit down, because I'm like, how does it make sense to have a fucking tournament when you got two guys right now that are marketable, that sell tickets, that are at the top of the division? What? And that's what I told them. I'm like, I mean, look, yes, there's guys coming up like Nate, and I always butcher his name with the Russian. You know,
Russian, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Ben. I apologize, man. I don't mean to fuck your name up, bro, but I've never really heard anybody pronounce it. But we know about you, and we know that you a tough motherfucker. So, but once again, he's, I think, 1-0, maybe 2-0 in the division. I know he's got a loss to Jimmy Rivera, which was at 145. But once again, whatever you guys did in your previous careers, that's good and all, but it shouldn't catapult you to automatic superstardom and automatic huge fucking paydays, in my opinion. When you
Fight a
guys,
dog. You want to fight a dog.
Right.
Nate versus the Russian. It's perfect.
100%. And then I want the fucking winner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Type shit. So, and I mean, that's honestly what it should be. And if not, you know, whatever they got next. You know, I know I've had you know, Gaffey's fucking team talking shit to me and Justin, and I mean, realistically, that kid, nothing but the utmost respect to him too. But I really want to beat his coach up more than anybody. You know what I mean? For running his fucking mouth the way that he has. You know, and I take the disrespectful shit really personal. I really do, man. Like, when somebody gets in there and they start being super disrespectful especially about, you know, a lot of these guys, I don't give a fuck if you're 20-0 as a kickboxer or an MMA guy or whatever it is that you do. I don't care about none of that, because it isn't bare knuckle. You get to fucking 7-1 or 8-0, and then let's talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the thing is. I mean, all these guys think because, oh, I gotta, you know, I was in the UFC, or I was here, or I fought for fucking, you know, Bellator, I did this, I automatically get a pass. Like, no, bro, because, I mean, even look what happened to Brendan in his last fight. And we all know Brendan Ward is a fucking dog. Like I said, I trained with his dad for many years. I knew him for many years. I followed his career for many years. And, you know, he went out there his second fight and got worked by a guy that, you know, was a tough guy, but honestly, I didn't know who the fuck he was. A lot of people didn't know who he was, and he came out there and, you know, closed the show. So, I mean, it's like, you know, all these guys think they want this and they think they're ready for this until you do get in there with a guy. And, like, people gotta not forget, man, I fought Travis when I only had, I think, well, 3 fights, but I'm not even gonna count the Shady fight because I wasn't even a fucking fighter.
Yeah,
like,
that was,
you know
a,
what I mean?
that was a bar fight.
Right, and it got over so like fast without me really putting my fucking hands on him the way that I wanted to, that it was disappointing. You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck, man. So then I had that boxing match, and that really made my stock kind of plummet because they were pissed off that I took that. So they were like, oh, you wanna, you know, do dumb shit like that? Then, you know, we got something for you. And then my manager at the time, who was Ryan Perez, you know, they set me up to fight Travis. And I was like, you know what? That's cool. I deserve that because of what I just did. So I said, let's do it, man. And, you know, I treated Travis the same way, man. Like, how's he gonna beat me? Is he gonna, you know, he's not longer than me. He don't got better boxing than me. You know, he's tough as nails.
Yeah.
He was definitely one of my harder fights. But at the end of the day, you know, I stepped up when it was time to step up, and I took his number 2 spot, and I've been there ever since.
Yeah,
and
you're the true number. You're the true number 1. To be honest, you had to beat you to get to the number 1 spot. Now I want to ask you, though, dude, like, what does the strap do for you? For your family, and what does the strap do for your legacy? Like, getting that strap puts you on it so you can start building your legacy.
Oh, absolutely.
But is it gonna be building that fight and being a defending champ? Are you trying to move around? Are you gonna wipe the division out clean, then say, hey, dude, I'm gonna go get me another one? I want to know kind of what your mindset is as that, and then I want to know what it does for your family.
I mean, first and foremost, the mindset is to keep it running. The mindset is to be one of the baddest motherfucker 135 bare knuckle fighters that this sport has ever seen. You know what I mean? And I'm already, you know, on a good trajectory towards it. So to beat guys that have big background names, that to me solidifies it. But to have the belt, it's basically mission complete at that point in time. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, pretty much.
Like, that's what as soon, and I'm sure there's a video that I had out there, and I know for 100% sure I made a post in the beginning of this and tagged Dave Feldman in it, and basically said I'm gonna get this shit and I'm gonna run it all the way to the top. And I've already done that. I've already ran it all the way to the top. I've already fought for a world title. So I mean, realistically, mission was almost complete until I didn't retain that belt. So we had to get back to the drawing board. We had to sit back, and then, you know, from there, you know, like I said, mission's not complete yet, man. I'm not gonna stop until I get back to that situation, and things worked out in my favor. And look, we're right back here. And I've been so locked in. It's scary, bro. I mean, like I said, and I mean, to answer your question, what does it do for my family? I mean, it cements that Reber legacy, man. Because at the end of the day, like, where I feel like Justin even fucked up is he's making it all about the money. You know what I mean? And to me, I don't give a fuck about the money, because the money is fake. What is more important to me is the fucking legacy. Because even now, bro, I'm not making enough to retire after this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, not even fucking close. So obviously, bro, if it was about the damn money, I'd be like, oh, I'm not fighting him, or I'm not doing that, or I'm not, like, I told it, I'll fight Justin in the motherfucking parking lot if it's for that goddamn strap. For a $5,000 if that's what it needed to be. Now, granted, I felt like BKFC owed me more than that, and, you know, they definitely did, especially with the weight that I pulled myself. And
if you pull weight, dog, you pull weight, you bring fighters to it.
And when that's the thing, like, bro, I'm not even from Miami, and I'm looking to sell at least fucking $23,000 worth of tickets. And I mean, how the fuck you do that? You ain't even from there, bro. Yeah. I'm not even from Florida. You know what I'm saying? And we took over, bro.
Connecticut boy over here selling all them tickets.
Right, man. And then they fucking hate, bro. And I let them hate, man. Just keep letting the hate roll in, man. Because at the end of the day, man, if you ain't getting hated on, you ain't doing something right, bro.
Yeah, you gotta have some haters to make your life better.
No,
now, tell me about what you're gonna do this camp. It's gonna be a little bit different. Are you gonna be pushing yourself even crazier?
Oh man, it's already been a crazy push, man. Like I said, I mean, we're still 5 weeks out, technically 5, you know, with the fight week, but we gotta count that because that's like weight cut week. But I mean, like I said, I'm already running a goddamn 5-minute 45-second mile. Who the fuck is doing that? Neil Armstrong? Or not Neil Armstrong, he supposedly went to the moon. Lance Armstrong, his other buddy.
Yeah.
Not Neil. Fuck that up, boys.
Yeah, it's
okay,
right.
Cut. But yeah, man, you know, got the Armstrongs mixed up. It happens, where I've been hit in the head a couple times, smoked a lot of pot. But
that's
you know,
recovery.
man,
That's a recovery, dude. That's how you recover.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's talk about brands, dude. This is one thing that not a lot of fighters have in their life. Brands, right? I always talk about fighters wanting to create something that they don't have when they're done. So fighters only get to fight for so much time in their life, and then they got to have something to fall back onto. As you can see, you're a barber. You do this. This is part of your job. This is what you can do. You're not just that. You do all kind of stuff. But tell me about your brand. Tell me about your barbershop that you have here and everything else that you have going on in your life.
I mean, like I said, I always say this, man. Bare knuckle fighting is not going to get me rich, but I plan on getting rich through the people whom I meet through the bare knuckle fight game. And right now, I've met a lot of great people. I've met a lot of wealthy people. And the sky's the limit, man. I can't predict the future, only plan for it, and I guess my plans are to get into something that's going to make me even more money, whether it's expanding this, whether it's getting a mobile barber unit, which I've talked about, you know, a lot, to part of this, so I can pull up to these shows, so I can, you know, pull up to other shows, and I can do these haircuts, and we can have the same interactions, but it's me on the other side of it, you know what I mean, interviewing other fighters and, you know, whatever, man. So, you know, I don't really know, man. I mean, I plan on doing this bare knuckle until the wheels fall off, of course, you know, because after this, after mission's complete, after I retain that belt, you know, I'm going on the defense, man. And I'm gonna see how many times we can. I'm gonna see how many times we could reclaim this belt, man.
Yeah.
I want to be like my boy Dave, man. I mean, he's a prime example of a guy that is just doing it, man. You know, he's got 6 title defenses, man. And you know, when I get around those guys, that's where I learn the recipe, man. To cook up exactly what it is I need to be cooking up, man. Between him, between Julian, between, you know, the guys that go to Monyettes, you know, we also got Trey Brown in there. Trey Brown's got an awful lot of bare knuckle experience. He's fought Louis Palomino for a strap. You know, so it's just...
You got champions in there, dude.
That's it, man. So, you know, I can't stress it more enough than enough, man. You are who you associate with, you are who you hang out with, and gratitude and integrity is the ultimate driver.
Iron sharpens iron, dude. And I can tell you, when you get around people that are beating your ass every day in the gym, you get so much better. But if you're the top dog, and I saw that, I mean, I can tell you, I correlated to the GBP fight, the Dracus Duplessis fight, right? Dracus Duplessis, that fight, fought against Kamzat and looked like he was a child. I was doing the stuff that Kamzat was doing in 8th grade in high school, and 8th grade and in high school wrestling. It's called the ride move. When you get on the side and you ride them. And it's real easy to do, and there's easy things to break out of that. There's things you can do about it. But you can see that Duplessis was beating everybody's ass in camp. That's just the way I feel about it. And then he goes against a real wrestler. Like, he didn't have Kamzats in there. But for you, you're going against, bigger guys inside your camp when you go train. You get guys that have championship experience. I bet it helps you just a ton, dude.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the confidence, most importantly. I mean, I've been going way outside of the box. Like, I'm not a morning person, so what have I been doing? I've been getting up at 7:30 in the morning, being to the gym, which is almost an hour away, by 8:30, and then putting in just work that isn't for the faint of it. It's not for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be a champ, this is the shit that you gotta do, and this is the shit that I've been doing. And I mean, when I'm telling you I'm light years ahead of where I was last year, it's gonna show, and it always shows under those lights. That's what I love about this fight game, is you can talk all you want, but as soon as those lights come on, the talking is fucking done.
No coaches,
you know what I'm saying?
no coaches.
That's
there
it. It's just you and him, and it's really just you and you. You know, and it's up to us to go in there and decide, hey, am I gonna psych myself out this time again, or am I gonna fucking lock in and we're gonna whoop somebody's ass? And you know, I do a lot of meditation, I do a lot of mental work, I do a lot of I like that the Reshi type work where it's you know, certain frequencies in my ear. I play that for 30 minutes before I even go in the shower, so that way I'm just so calm, cool, and collective. And then I put myself in these situations that would be kind of similar to a fight, like, you know, the nervousness type feeling. You know, like Monday I'm going in there and I'm sparring a guy that I've never met, never seen. He's a seasoned pro, driving in from somewhere, and you know, I just there's no like, there's no fear, man. There's no
You should never
doubt.
have fear. You're the dog. You're the man.
100%.
You're the number one contender in the world. There's no fear. There's no doubt. You're only going against the best, and you should always be sharpening yourself. Now, I do like to give you time to get back to the people that have gotten you to where you've been at, man. It's like probably one of my favorite things to do. Sponsorships, family, friends, kids. I don't care what it is, but I do like you being able to get back to people.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I mean, I got a ton of people that I got to get back to, man. I mean, first and foremost, man, my management team, Vic, man, he's been absolutely amazing with all in him, Sam, Kodak, the camera guy, other camera guy, man. Everybody's just been outstanding, man. My sponsors, from Chris at Full Blast to my man with the Real Man Project, Jeff Meeks, I also got Mike over that owns Full Blast. You know, I got Bo Hill from my camp. I got, of course, Monette Flowers, my other boxing coach. I get working with one of the best Muay Thai guys in the area, Matt McCusker. So I have a lot of great people around me, man. I have a lot of people that care, a lot of people that look out, a lot of people that, you know, a lot of good sponsors. I haven't locked in all my sponsors yet, of course, because like I said, you guys are really the first. Yeah. This is the first really.
Sponsors better get up on it, because this guy is going to have the strap, and you want to be associated.
Well, and
with
let me
this
just
man.
tell you something. To push these tickets in Miami. Miami is the place. If you've never been to the Miami guitar venue, it is. I mean, honestly, what really gets better than that besides the MGM Grand or somewhere? And honestly, like, I've been to a lot of different stadiums and a lot of different venues, man, and this one is the, in my opinion, the best. And then not only that, for if you're a business guy, if you're a rapper like my guy over here, if you're just one of the bar, anybody, you go down there and you network. You're gonna meet so many people, man. You know what I mean? So honestly, you know, it's not just you get to go down there and watch some crazy good fights, because that card is gonna be absolutely stacked. But you get to network and, you know, network your skills, network what you got going on, or, you know, like I said, meet, you know, Connor should be there. Yeah. You meet Connor, you know, you can meet
Michael Johnson that was there last time.
I went to these shows. I was hanging out with Teofimo Lopez. We were hanging out with
Mike Perry,
David Njoku.
Yeah.
There's
just too many people.
Dawkins. Yeah, I mean, the names are ridiculous.
Nico Price, I spent like a good 2 hours probably with Nico Price's last one.
Yeah,
the card is absolutely stacked. We have Perdomo fighting, and I hope you guys are the main, because that would just add it to it, man. I think that you guys being the main and Perdomo being the second, that's a number one contender going on for them. It's not a belt, man. So I really like to see you guys be the number one.
And you know what? At the end of the day, like I said, I don't care about what corner I'm in. I don't care about the spot placement. I don't care about none of that. None of that. What matters is that contract signed. We're ready to go, and
changing your life.
Like I said, it's gonna happen, man, because I had to go through the trials and tribulations of what people don't want to go through. You know what I'm saying? The heartaches, the losing, and Justin's almost been there a couple different times, and that's what makes me so confident. I mean, even his last fight with Armis, I was in that corner for that fight, and I personally think that Armis should have done a tad bit more to win that fight, so I could see where the decision, you know, could have went, but it could have been both ways. And I mean, when you're doing fights like that, man, and you know it's like that, it's different, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You're squeaking by some fights, man. I mean, there's been one fight that I could say that I squeaked by, and that was Travis. Everybody else, I pretty much, Quentin Floyd, you know, that was another kind of close fight, but I still beat him on damn near every scorecard. Yeah. So it was like,
it's not been one that's been real close. You had that one I thought was pretty decently close, but that was about it. Everything else has been pretty open and shut, like you have been winning those ones. Well, that's awesome. Let's talk about this barbershop, dude, because I want to be able to do it for you here. This is where we're getting our hair done at today, and we're getting me all ready. And I'll probably have to come back before this fight, dude, December 5th. Probably have to come on back and get another haircut, because I got nothing but big stuff coming up in my life. Let's talk about the barbershop, man, because this place is rocking.
Man, we've been here since 2014. You know, slinging, banging, cutting hair. I got a great group of guys that work with me, man. Corey being my favorite, and
we're gonna have a fight in here in a second.
You know what I mean?
We can judge it at least.
Yeah, he gotta catch me though. Outside, how about that? And you know, it's a great environment, man. We got our new guy down there, T, man. So look, bro, you in the area, you need a great haircut, and I'm out of town. Look, I got a squad here, man, and yeah, man, these are my guys, man. They take care of shit when I'm not in town. They hold it down. I don't ever have any issues. You know, and like I said, sky's the limit, man. I'd like to expand this eventually, man. I'd like to grow it first. You know, business does get left out, especially who we've had working here before. And, you know, me being in and out of town so damn much, man, I can't always be in here locked in full time the way that I truly would like to be. But, you know, it's my fallback, man. And like I said, this has always been my fallback. It's something that I've learned to love and enjoy doing, but it's not something that was my first list of things to do. Like, oh, I want to be a barber when I grow up. I never thought in a million fucking years that I'd be doing this. But, you know, divine timing in the universe worked things out the way that they're supposed to be worked out, in my opinion, man. And, you know, it was something that just kind of fell into my lap. And owning the barbershop was never even something that I seen myself doing, but it was something that I kind of was forced into after the current guy who owned the shop before me, one of my old friends, lost the shop. So when he lost the shop, it was kind of up for grabs, and I had to take control of it, man. And you know, being in charge of something like this, it is a pain in the ass. It is, you know. It's owning a business is not always a fun thing, man. Especially when you got, you know, your employees you got to tend to sometimes, and you got other things going on, and shit breaks, and you know, as you can see down there, the floors are fucked up, and you know, there's things that need to be adjusted, and dealing with the landlord is a pain in the ass, and you know, everything, man. So you know, everything's a struggle, man. But it's you know, man. It's how far you willing to struggle with things to get better.
I have a business myself. I have a barbecue business. I've been having a food truck for over 3 years now. I'm a 7-time award-winning pitmaster. I have been voted best full port in Florida. I could probably retire within about 8 years doing what I do. You know what I said? I said, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to retire. I'm ready. I want to do something new. So I was like, I've been following fighting. I've been around the fight game for about 25 years. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going full force into this. And BKFC has really opened the door up. So for me, it's been awesome. So I want to tell you, if you ever want to do a fundraiser, if there's everything you want to do cool with the food truck, I'll bring my food truck down here.
That's what I like that idea. You come up, pull up, you know. We get more people. We got more people pulling up in here. And yeah, absolutely. Help us, man.
Yeah.
Anytime, bro.
I'm all about helping others.
Man, that's what it is, man. Networking is the goal, man, for sure.
We'll set up a day where we can do like a barbecue and a haircut for like $20 or $30, whatever it is.
For sure, man.
We'll have a little deal. They'll have the whole block lined up because I got some really good stuff up where I live in the country. So where I live up in Brooksville, if you sell bad barbecue, someone's going to be outside your truck ready to whoop your ass. And luckily I can fight, but I don't have to fight because everybody likes my barbecue. So for the most part, it's good. Well, I want you to tell the fans, if they've never seen you, which is not even possible, dude. You have so many fights in the BKMC. But I want you to tell the fans, and look right into that camera when you do it, and tell us what we have to look forward to December 5th in Miami. I want the world to know what we got coming to us.
Look, bro, you got a fucking show. Every time you see me, it's always a show, and we looking to close the deal on Justin, man. Not only hand him his first loss, but we're gonna hand him his first fucking ass whooping too. So look, tune in, buy a ticket off me. If not, just tune into the app, man, and watch it all unfold. My story, my journey, everything has been leading me up to this moment. Watch it all unfold, man. I've been locked in, ready to go for a very long time, man. Not overconfident, but super confident, man, that we're gonna get the job done. So, like I said, tune in and watch me become and new.
Hey, if you want the haircut too, you come down here.
You could get the double fade, all right?
Yeah, you get faded once and then another one. Now we're gonna tell the guys here real quick because this is probably the fans' favorite part. Not always my favorite part because typically I get my ass whooped and it's fun to do. I think telling people and showing people how fast you are, how strong you are, because a normal Joe thinks he can walk around. I don't know if you ever saw Pros versus Joe. There was a TV show where everybody's like, oh, I could be a basketball player. Oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. It used to be my favorite thing because they got Ricky Williams was one of the running backs for the Saints. He was a beast. He played for Miami. But they brought Ricky Williams on, and they said, oh, I could tackle this guy. And I just remember him just bowling people over and doing it. But in this segment, I call this pretender versus contender. And this one, I'm actually a pretender, and you're actually a contender. You're actually the contender. But in this, we get together, we give a little spar out, we show the fans what I got, but more so what you have. What do you think?
Man, just don't whoop me, man. That's
well, you have too many good guys inside your gym, so even if it was even possible, let me tell you, I would have to go through Mandel, I have to go through Julian. There's a lot of guys I don't want to fight, so how about I just don't take it? I'll let you beat me up, and I don't even come to that bridge.
Nah, man, I'm open to whatever, bro. You know, it's all love at the end of the day, man. And we just look, we're here to entertain, man. Are you not fucking entertained? Well, if you're not, tune in December 5th, and you will be. I promise.
Hey,
you.
well, we definitely appreciate you having me on, man, and I appreciate the time. I can't wait to see December 5th. I think we got nothing but the banger of a fight here. This is already my call for fight of the night. It's going to be this December 5th. Make sure you get your tickets. If you need tickets, hey, listen, knockout
That's
and
gonna be
fight.
too gritty, man.
And if you need tickets, get with Royal. Royal will get you hooked up. He'll get you the best
And
seats.
you save money by going through us. You're gonna save service charges. You're gonna save taxes. So if you wanted to buy a $100 ticket off me, it's $100. If you want to buy a $100 ticket there, it's gonna be like
140, 140,
130. And if you want multiple of them, you do the math. You know what I mean?
Save money. Come over to Royal.
Support the local guy. And yeah, man.
We'll have it
like I
hooked up.
said, it's gonna be a show, man. It's gonna be a party.
Well, I love you guys. Combat Loop out of here. Thank you for having us. It's been awesome.